Take a look at this man dressed as a bride. He thinks he won't fool anyone with his disguise. Sophia says that no one will notice, and tells her brother that it won't be long. A woman approaches her, looking for the bride as she's taking too long, and takes her away. The groom is at the altar waiting for his bride. The woman leaves the bride, not realizing that it's not really Sophia there. The false bride walks very slowly, and the woman hurries to make her walk faster. Sophia runs towards a car and gets into it. Meanwhile, her brother continues to pretend to be the bride. The groom says she looks beautiful, without suspecting anything either, and tries to hold Nathan's hand, but he hides it. The priest asks if he can start the ceremony, or should he wait for the relatives. The groom says he has no family, the priest can go on. So, the priest decides to start the wedding ceremony. He asks the bride and groom to hold hands, but there is a certain discomfort in this request. Simon asks if everything is okay. Nathan just nods. The priest asks everyone to stand. He begins his wedding speech by saying that this is a very special day, as everyone is gathered together to celebrate the marriage of Simon and Sophia. Sophia asks the driver to wait a moment, she won't be long, but he drives off, leaving her to her own. The priest asks who the rings are with. The woman in blue says that's with her, takes the rings and gives them to the groom. Simon is about to remove the false bride's veil, when the priest interrupts him saying that first the rings must be put on. He asks Simon to say the words of the ceremony, and he does. I, Simon, accept Sophia for the rest of my life. The priest asks him to continue. Simon says he will love and respect her as long as he breathes. The priest says that the groom can put on the rings. Simon tries to put the ring on the fake bride's finger, but he can't. The fingers are bigger. He starts to get agitated by the situation. He thought they had measured the ring correctly at the time of ordering. The priest now asks the supposed Sophia to repeat the matrimonial words, but the false Sophia fakes a cough, which makes the priest ask if she's okay, and she replies that has a problem with her voice. The priest understands, and says that since she cannot speak, she can repeat the words mentally and in her heart. He himself says, in Sophia's name, the words that she should say, and the false bride just nods, and places the ring on the groom's finger. The woman applauds. The real Sophia approaches a gentleman who's working. He asks what he can help her with. She asks if he would be Mr. Manuel. He replies that it's himself. Sophia says it's a pleasure to finally meet him, and explains that she's his son's fiancée. Mr. Manuel tries to leave. Sophia asks him to wait a minute, she has something important to tell him. Mr. Manuel asks her to let him go, she shouldn't even be there. Sophia calls out to him and tries to convince him to come back. Back at the ceremony, the priest continues the speech. Simon tries to lift the veil, but the would-be bride runs away. The woman apologizes to the priest, and runs after who they think is Sophia. Nathan runs as fast as he can and as far away as possible. The woman says that she'll go one way, and the groom must go the other. It's better for them to part. Simon asks to let him know if he finds the bride. The woman agrees to do this. They go looking for her. The priest is still waiting. The woman finds Nathan, still thinking it's Sophia, and asks why she ran away. It's not fair what she's doing. Simon is in there, nervous, scared. She asks what her daughter means. If she changed her mind and doesn't want to get married anymore, she should have told her before they spent a fortune on the wedding. She says Sophia can't do that, not now. She lifts her veil, but realizes it's Nathan pretending to be her sister. She asks what her son is doing disguised like that. He says he can explain, asks the mother to stay calm. She doesn't understand what's happening, asks where her daughter is. Nathan doesn't know. Sophia didn't explain anything to him, she just asked for his help. Does the mother think he's doing this because he wants to? The mother is irritated. She wants Sophia to explain very well what she's up to. Sophia keeps trying to talk to Mr. Manuel, but he refuses to listen, asking her to leave him alone. She asks him to listen to her just for a minute. He asks what the girl wants. She doesn't know who he is, doesn't know what kind of person he is. He won't get involved with rich people like her, so she better save her breath and walk away. She asks him to listen. She's not a bad person as he thinks, but he says that everyone is the same. They think they're better than everyone else just because has money. They think they can treat people like dirt. Sophia asks for an opportunity to prove he's wrong about her. She asks him to accompany her. Nathan asks what the mother found out. She says nothing. Sophia doesn't answer. Simon appears, calling for the bride. Nathan quickly hides. Simon asks if the bride is okay. He wants her to say something. Does she no longer want to marry him? Did he do something wrong? So, what happened? The mother stops him before he can remove the veil, and takes him away, saving Nathan again. She tries to calm Simon down, but he's agitated, doesn't understand what he could have done wrong. Does Sophia no longer love him? The mother says it's not that. Sophia still loves him, she just got really nervous about the wedding and had a meltdown. She asks him to understand the situation. The priest apologizes for interrupting the subject, but he needs to know if they intend to go ahead with the ceremony. The mother asks the priest to wait just a few more minutes. Simon leaves quickly. Now even the groom is gone too. The mother doesn't believe that all this is happening. The priest is worried as he has another ceremony to perform. The mother says he doesn't need to worry, everything will be fine. He'll wait for answers. Nathan asks where his sister is. She says it won't be long. He asks how much more time she needs. It's impossible to continue the pretense. She asks him to hold on just a little longer. Mr. Manuel thinks better of it and says he can't do this to his own son. She reassures him that everything will be all right. She tells the driver to go. Simon calls Sophia and asks what she needs. Is there anything he can do? He needs her to say something. He can't take this silence anymore. To disguise, Nathan hugs him. Simon suggests they go back and finish the ceremony so they can leave for their honeymoon, and asks her what she thinks. The mother and the priest are waiting. Nathan returns to the ceremony. The mother asks where Sophia is. He doesn't know, but she won't be long. They walk down. Simon appears running, but walks decently again, and joins them. He apologizes to the priest for the delay. The priest says he doesn't need to worry. Continuing with the ceremony, the priest says that if no one objects to their marriage, then they will end the ceremony. The mother says she has something to talk about. She starts by saying that they can't imagine how happy she is about this wedding. This is the dream of many women. And she tries to say something to Simon, but the priest stops her and continues the ceremony. The mother interrupts him again, saying that she wants the newlyweds to be very happy. The priest finally says that Simon can kiss the bride. There's no escape anymore. Sophia appears running and interrupts the ceremony. Simon is surprised to see Sophia right in front of him, and lifts the veil, realizing that who was there was Sophia's brother. He wants to know what's going on. Sophia asks him to stay calm. Everything she's done has for a reason, and she can explain everything. She looks around, waiting for something. Simon is surprised to see his father. He runs towards his father and asks what he's doing there. Simon thought he wouldn't come. The father owes forgiveness to the son. Simon is asking his father to give himself an opportunity to meet them. The father replies that he doesn't want his son to miss out on dating because of him. Simon tells him to stop thinking that way. He asks if Simon is remembering that his father is just a gardener. He's sure that will hurt his son. He doesn't want Sophia's family to know who he is. He tells the son to go the way he needs and leave him behind. He'll be fine. He collects his things and leaves, but not before leaving Simon with a photograph. Mr. Manuel says the important thing is that he's there now, and that's all thanks to Sophia, Simon's future wife. Mr. Manuel asks forgiveness for everything. He has suffered a lot in his life, that's why he's the person he's today. He says that his son is everything to him, and asks Simon to let him accompany the son in the time he still has left. Simon says he would love to see that happen. Sophia says that now Mr. Manuel has she and her family, and they will always be together. Mr. Manuel will never be alone. He thanks you for that. The ceremony is finally completed, this time with the right bride and groom, and everyone applauds, celebrating the reconciliation of father and son and the happy marriage of Simon and Sophia.